huu. Nimesahau ilikuwa shughuli gani, lakini nikiwa kwenye kiriri hiki hapa nilizungumza nikasema kwamba kuna watu wanakuja kutuchafulia amani. Wameshaharibu wanakotoka, sasa wanataka kuchafua huku. Hilo nalo liliwakera sana, na labda pengine ndio hii kutuonesha kwamba hata na nyinyi sio wasafi pia.
Maandamano ya amani yasiyo na kikomo ya tarehe 9 Disemba 2025.
Dear viewer, welcome to our Dokiza TV podcast. Today, let's talk about Tanzania. Tanzania is holding its breath. December 9th looms, a day of planned mass protests following a violent post-election crackdown. The streets simmer with the rage of a betrayed generation. President Samia Suluhu Hassan faces a nation on the brink. Will there be dialogue or more bloodshed? The political atmosphere is incredibly tense as planners of mass demonstrations for December 9th move on with their plans relentlessly. The October 2025 elections have sparked a deep crisis. President Samia Suluhu Hassan's party, CCM, claims a 98% victory, the figure met with widespread public disbelief and ridicule. Critics ask a simple question. How is such a turnout even possible? Many polling stations were destroyed. Opposition boycotts were widespread. The math simply does not add up for many Tanzanians. Appeal after the commission declares a winner, yet many see this as an archaic and unjust rule. It eliminates a fundamental democratic safety valve. So, why does the government ignore the opposition? This question troubles many. Politicians from both sides, clerics, and intellectuals are concerned. Trashing the opposition is a dangerous game. It also dismisses the huge youth population demanding change. This strategy may only deepen the political crisis. Yet President Suluhu downplays the domestic turmoil by often projecting the crisis to external factors. The government's response to protests has been brutal. Filed a case at the ICC. They seek indictments against President Suluhu and security chiefs. This is a monumental step, which demonstrates the depth of their despair with domestic institutions. Meanwhile, critics allege the president acts for CCM hardliners. A corrupt elite with stakes in public procurement pulls the strings. Greed, not national need, drives their decisions, critics say. So we arrive at the looming date, December 9, 2025. The youth have called for massive, peaceful demonstrations. Their goal is clear. They want the president to resign. They demand fresh, credible elections. The whole world will be watching this time. This brings us to our first crucial question. How will the government handle the December 9th demonstrations? After the global outcry in October, will it exercise restraint? Or will we see another brutal crackdown? The government is in a difficult bind. More violence will trigger even tougher international sanctions. It would permanently stain Tanzania's global reputation. Yet, allowing huge protests might be seen as weakness. The regime fears losing control entirely. This leads to the next point. Will the demonstrations remain peaceful? The organizers insist their plans are non-violent. But the environment is charged with fear and anger. A single spark could ignite a confrontation. There is another worrying allegation. Reports suggest goons are being hired to infiltrate the crowds. They would cause chaos disguised as protesters. This provides a pretext for police to crack down violently. Will these agents provocateurs have their day? Is President Suluhu's government ready to commit more massacres? Logic says the cost would be astronomically high. But the actions in October were already extreme. A regime feeling existential threat can act irrationally. The continued detention of Lissu shows hardline persistence. The refusal to acknowledge past killings suggests no remorse. This does not bode well for peaceful engagement on December 9th. What does this protest portend for Tanzania's stability? It is a decisive crossroads. A peaceful, massive turnout shows the government's profound lack of legitimacy. A violent crackdown could ignite a sustained national rebellion. The social contract is already torn. The youth feel they have nothing left to lose. This energy is powerful and unpredictable. Stability cannot be enforced by bullets alone. It requires genuine political consent. So, will the government concede to demands? Will it allow a repeat election or constitutional reforms? The current path suggests a firm no. Conceding would mean admitting the past election was flawed. It would unravel CCM's entrenched power structure. That structure benefits a wealthy elite immensely. Yet, the pressure is becoming unsustainable. The leaks of corrupt deals are a sign. Disgruntled insiders are now exposing the rot, and this damages CCM and its business backers daily. Therefore, a third way is essential. It is the only viable exit from this cycle. Our view here at Dokiza TV is Tanzania needs a neutral, independent pathway. A sovereign national dialogue must be convened. All stakeholders must be included: CCM, Chadema, Gen Z, religious leaders, and elders. This dialogue must agree on a truly independent electoral commission. It must also mandate comprehensive constitutional reforms. These reforms must include the right to challenge presidential results. This is the only credible course forward. Those currently in power must be reminded that inclusivity is not a sign of weakness. It is the bedrock of lasting stability. Failure to choose this rational path is disastrous. It will keep Tanzania in perpetual political crisis. The economy will crumble under sanctions and unrest. The bitter masses may eventually banish the entire elite. Or worse, the country could slide into a civil conflict. The resistance to reform empowers the youth more. It turns every citizen into a potential whistleblower. The choice is stark for President Suluhu and CCM. They can be remembered as architects of national collapse. Or they can be remembered as leaders who chose dialogue at the cliff's edge. The world is watching. History is waiting. December 9th may be the day the direction becomes final. Let us hope wisdom and courage for Tanzania prevail. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to click likes and subscriber buttons, and your support will keep us growing. See you in our next Dokiza podcast.
2, 3, then something will happen.
Who are you? Wanadhani